I hope that this effort will also cause other countries in the region to recognize that even as we go for innovative financial instruments like the debt for nature swap, that we have an obligation to be able first to help ourselves. In our case, and I know Ralph has a similar mechanism as well, we have just established and changed our catastrophe fund to a Resilience and Regeneration Fund, in which every single employee and self-employed person in Barbados is now required to contribute 0.25% of their gross earnings with no cap. And every employer is required to match the amount of his employee by contribution to that Resilience and Regeneration Fund. In addition, the government has committed to place in that fund 0.35% of GDP each and every year. I give you this information because when you hear me and others speak about the Bridgetown Initiative and the need for a fairer, more transparent financial system to allow us to meet the needs of people and planet, in other words, the broader SDGs and climate action, loss of biodiversity, it is not against the backdrop of us asking people to do something with a begging bowl that we are not prepared to do for ourselves. We are doing it for ourselves. But the scale of what we face is so great that it cannot be done in isolation. And to that extent, therefore, what we are trying to do is to preserve that which none of us can recreate again. We look at the majesty of that bird in that poster behind those sitting on that wall. We look at the beauty of the Kaiter Falls. We look at the fact that none of us in here have the capacity to give life to any of these animals that become extinct. But we have arrogance that would cause us to believe that it will not happen, when the evidence of history is that both civilizations fail and species become extinct. The only thing that is required for this process to continue unabated is for countries and citizens, and note I said citizens, to do nothing. It is the collective action of citizens and the action of countries that can stem this regrettable slide into a situation where we are putting at risk those living organisms and animals that literally are required to keep balance in the earth.